From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Hello and welcome to this Cronkite News Special. I'm Emmy Keenan. Thanks for joining us. Tonight we highlight some of our summer sports coverage, from the intersection of basketball and the modern LGBTQ rights movement to a little girl whose baseball community rallied around her fight against cancer.
It seems that America's pastime isn't just for boys.
Cronkite News reporter Emmy Keenan has more details on an all-girls baseball team in Chandler, a team that has one special little girl.
Doctors diagnosed 7-year-old Leighton Accardo with stage 4 cancer on May 15th. She began chemotherapy just 2 days later. Now her friends and family stand with her at one of the places she loves the most, the baseball diamond.
This is my bracelet. It says, "You are strong, you are brave, you've got this."
One thing that gives Leighton strength through her cancer fight, her East Valley baseball family. When Leighton was still playing t-ball, long before a cancer diagnosis, her mom Carly started an all-girls baseball team. Leighton wanted to be on a team with other girls just like her.
So Leighton, she's my eldest. She plays on the oldest Peaches team, and that team plays baseball and softball. She also plays baseball on a boys team here at East Valley on the AZ 643, and then she plays hockey and she figure skates.
Carly said Leighton spends every moment she can at Chandler's SB Park playing baseball with her friends. Her baseball family came together on May 28th for Shavin' for Leighton, where people could come and shave their heads in support as she goes through chemotherapy.
It was pretty overwhelming. So many people. The energy out here was really great, and I think the love, the prayers, the support, I think that's enough to kick cancer's butt.
Leighton has had to make a rough transition from being on the go as a multi-sport athlete to now spending her time in the hospital.
So for her to not be out doing those things right now is very frustrating for her, but I know she's determined to get back out doing those things as soon as she can.
Leighton begins her second round of chemo on Thursday. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, the cure rate for malignant germ cell tumors at stage 4 is 82%. In the studio, Emmy Keenan, Cronkite News.
3 years ago today, boxing great Muhammad Ali passed away at his home in Scottsdale after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. Cronkite News reporter Gabriel Moreno joins us in the broadcast center as Phoenix honors Ali's contribution to Parkinson's research and treatment.
Muhammad Ali fought Parkinson's disease for nearly 30 years before his death in 2016. But the legacy of that battle lives on at the Muhammad Ali Parkinson's Center at the Barrow Neurological Institute in Phoenix.
I always think to myself, if I don't make time for wellness, then I have to make time for illness. So I need to be healthy, and the Parkinson's Center helps me with that.
And now, patients arriving at the Parkinson's Center will approach on a street named for the man known simply as Champ. Monday, the city of Phoenix renamed the portion of West Merrill Street between Central and 3rd Avenues Muhammad Ali Way, part of a day celebrating Ali's contributions to Parkinson's research and treatment.
I'm proud to announce that the city of Phoenix has proclaimed today, June 3rd, 2019, as Muhammad Ali Day in honor of the legacy left behind in Phoenix at the Muhammad Ali Parkinson's Center.
At the Muhammad Ali Parkinson's Center and new intersection of Muhammad Ali Way, his impact and legacy continue to grow due to the now 1,500 new patients being serviced here every year.
It's all about you. This is all for you, okay? And I really, really appreciate it, and Muhammad would be so proud.
The center has grown significantly since it opened in 1997, from 5,000 square feet to more than 26,000 square feet. Even Ali's greatest opponents in the ring admire the impact of the Parkinson's Center that bears their former foe's name.
I tell Mama to love him because he was so good to me and my family. Took good care of us.
According to Barrow, the Muhammad Ali Parkinson's Center now treats more than 14,000 patients each year. In the broadcast center, Gabriel Moreno, Cronkite News.
The Mercury hosted their 6th annual Pride Night on Friday, showing support for the LGBTQ community. The Mercury ended up falling to the LA Sparks.
But the night's focus was beyond basketball. Reporter Kyla Wiltshire checked out what Pride means to the team and its fans.
This year's Mercury Pride Night took place just weeks before the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots in New York City, something that was not lost on Mercury Center Brittany Griner.
The crowd was awesome. You know, it's the World Pride 50-year anniversary Stonewall. I don't know a lot of people know that, but this is like a big one. You know, really monumental, and Just happy to be a part of it.
The Stonewall riots, which began after police raided a gay bar in June 1969, drove the creation of the modern LGBTQ rights movement. The Mercury honor that legacy through outreach to the LGBTQ audience.
This is awesome. We've done a lot in our community, but we got a lot more to do.
According to the nonprofit Movement Advancement Project, nearly 250,000 adults in Arizona identify as LGBT. That's 4.5% of the state's population, up from 4% in 2015.
Our game isn't just about basketball. Our game is, our league exists at the intersection of women and people of color and the LGBT community and its allies. And that sort of intersectionality gets people to try it out because, like I said, it's a welcoming place.
The attendance at Pride Night has steadily grown from 9,100 in the event's first year in 2014 to 10,400 on Friday.
The crowds are much bigger. I think with the diversity that we have in the city and the valley here, that it just gets bigger and bigger every time.
Kozar says the Mercury are the only professional team in the Valley with openly LGBTQ players, and celebrating that encourages inclusiveness for fans like Richard Smith, who attended his first WNBA game Friday.
It feels good to know that there's other people like me and athletes and professionals and famous celebrities or whatnot. We're not alone.
Continuing the Mercury's outreach during Pride Month, Brittany Griner plans to host a luncheon for LGBTQ youth and their parents to encourage conversation and promote acceptance. The date has not yet been released. In the newsroom, Kyla Wilcher, Cronkite News. State Farm Stadium transformed into the world's largest obstacle course on Saturday.
Reporter Lindsey Amundsen checked out the Spartan Race, where athletes are put to the ultimate fitness test.
Thousands of contestants filled the stadium to compete in the Spartan Race. Among those was CrossFit Incendia, who pushed each other through each obstacle as a team. But this race had another meaning for them. They competed for their teammate, Brad.
He was supposed to be here with us, and it wasn't originally like that, but a few days ago, he had to go to the hospital, so it just kind of pushed us a little more to do good for him.
Standing out in their tie-dye shirts, they didn't stop cheering until their last teammate crossed the finish line. And together, they held up their medals, something they say is a sign of strength for their teammate.
It's really great, getting together and pushing each other to do our best and see what we can do.
This 3-mile, 23-obstacle race is meant to challenge contestants physically and mentally as they climb ropes, run stairs, and throw spears. But it's also meant for any age, including 71-year-old Sharon Wilcox.
My favorite part, I have to say, is everything, because I accomplished everything.
This race is meant to replicate the strength and endurance of the ancient Greek Spartan warriors. It's raced in more than 40 countries on 6 continents and is based off the idea that everyone is an athlete.
It's basically 3 elements. You have to do grip strength, you have to do running, and you have to do heavy carries. So if you can incorporate all of that, you can do it, but it's for everyone.
And for some, it's about completing it the quickest. But for Wilcox, that's not what matters most.
It's important for me to keep my heart going, to keep it pumping. And I want to be with these people. On my bucket list, I'm going to live to be 100. I'm going to be on the Today Show Smucker's jar.
The next Spartan Race will be held on Saturday at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. In the broadcast center, Lindsey Amundsen, Cronkite News.
Getting out in the community is generally part of the job of being a professional athlete.
For Eduardo Escobar, it's a passion. Ethan Schmidt got to see it firsthand.
Earlier this week, I made it out to the Diamondbacks branch of the Boys and Girls Club of Metro Phoenix, where Eduardo Escobar was the center of attention. Diamondbacks Vice President Debbie Castaldo says third baseman Eduardo Escobar is constantly begging her for opportunities to engage with youth in the Phoenix community.
He really is a testament to the power of education and opportunity for kids, and wherever he is, he's going to fight for those things, and he is so genuine about it.
I do everything, because I'm feeling my heart. I'm not doing nothing in my life because I want for reach something, whatever. No, for me the most important is how much the kids so happy, you know. It's for me most important. So every time I do a chance, every time I do something for the kid, help people, I will do it, you know, because I'm feeling.
D-backs third baseman Eduardo Escobar picked up the baseball glove when he was 7 years old. The Venezuelan native grew up with little to nothing, but achieving his dream to become a professional baseball player enables him to give back to the community everything he never had.
These kids really do see him as a role model because he has overcome extraordinary obstacles to be here and to play baseball. He loves playing every day. He loves being in Arizona. He really is a very special guy.
He gives of himself more than anybody I've ever really been around as far as making sure that those around him are provided for. And he's a pretty special human being for that.
For me, it's the most important, help community, help people, help the kid, the most important for me because I want to see the smile, you know.
Escobar didn't go past the 8th grade and had to get a job before he was 10. Now, a major league slugger, it's that experience, never giving up on your dreams, that he stresses with all of the kids he meets. Ethan Schmidt, Cronkite News.
The Palazzo Senior Living Community celebrated National Senior Health and Fitness Day on May 29th by holding exercise classes like Tai Chi and chair yoga.
Chair yoga is a form of yoga originally designed for senior citizens or people with limited mobility. I was able to check out this low-strain adaptive exercise.
Reach.
Evangeline Gallegos is 86 years old and exercises every day. She says she's been practicing yoga for years, and chair yoga helps her stay active.
For me, it makes me feel good. Right. And I'm gonna be this way forever. As long as I'm alive, I'll be taking care of me.
Instead of using yoga mats on the floor, practicers use chairs to achieve modified poses. Zoe Bellinghausen has taught chair yoga for 3 years and says the practice makes a real difference in the flexibility of senior citizens.
Some of them came in really not being able to even put their hands over their heads, and now they can stretch up and really move around.
The Palazzo hosts modified activities like chair yoga to help improve senior citizens' mobility and even prevent falls. But the benefits are not just physical. Chair yoga can help practicers stay mentally fit as well.
And then it's also good for their mind, you know, I mean, like just taking a moment to just take some deep breaths and calm down and really focus it helps, I mean, in so many aspects, so.
Gallegos says staying active makes her happy, and she enjoys the friendships she's made through her chair yoga class.
I talk to them, they ask me how I am, and we ask each other stuff. We get along good, and we love the place.
Gallegos plans to practice chair yoga as long as her body will allow her, proving yoga is for every age. In Phoenix, Kyla Wilcher, Cronkite News. The Palazzo offers these same classes weekly for its residents.
Well, out in New River, there's a special type of sporting arena, one with a Wild West type of vibe. Reporter Lindsey Amundsen checked out Larkin Memorial Arena, home to mounted shooting competitions.
Most mounted shooters in the New River Yacht Club started competing because of their love for shooting guns, racing horses, and the fierce competition. But for professional trainer and champion mounted shooter Daniel Bird, his love for the sport happened by accident.
I was playing polo professionally at the time, and the guy I was running the club for in Santa Fe was a multidiscipline facility, and he had done mounted shooting previously. So he had me put on an event there. He goes, okay, we're having mounted shoot. And I said, what in the world is that?
Contestants race in a pattern around barrels with a holster that holds 2 single-action 45 caliber revolvers. They draw the first gun and shoot the first 5 targets, then draw the second gun and shoot the last 5 targets.
When we started this sport, we beat somebody by a second. It's like, woo, we're fast. So you go in the top 5 into a big event now. It's 1,000th, so you can't even comprehend. I mean, much less you're handling two 6-guns, holstering, and doing that in 10, 11, 12 seconds.
It may be a competition about who can shoot all their targets the fastest, but ask anyone here, their favorite part about the sport is the relationships they've made with all the riders.
The camaraderie, the people that you meet, we all come from all walks of life, and with 2 things in common, guns and horses, and it's a great group to hang out with.
But just like any other sport, sometimes their equipment breaks, and as close as these shooters are, they're always willing to lend a helping hand.
My horse stung himself
and I couldn't run him on the last stage, so a friend of mine said, hey, borrow my horse.
This sport has created a family, one with a special bond brought by the love of horses and guns. A place where Bird says is a Saturday well spent. In New River, Lindsey Amundsen, Cronkite News.
The Arizona Rattlers offensive line is seeing a lot of success.
As Cronkite News reporter Gabriel Moreno reports, the players are crediting one coach because of his own field experience.
We represent Rattler Nation.
Arizona Rattlers offensive line coach Connie Kawahi spent 11 years as a center in the National Football League.
Having that experience of actually playing, I can kind of transition that into my coaching.
The Arizona State product spent the early portion of his coaching career in the Canadian Football League, but has since found his home in Arizona, now in his 12th season with the Rattlers.
I tell you what, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I love what I do. I'm real lucky to be able to do it.
Here at Gene Autry Park at the Rattlers training facility is where offensive line coach Connie Kawahi hopes to breed his new championship caliber offensive line.
He's played football in the NFL for a long time, and he was telling me that it's not about your size and weight because, I'm an old lineman, I got to be big, and, he's just instilled a lot of technique into me.
Kawahi has led his unit to the top of the IFL in terms of rushing yards per game and sacks allowed. In doing so, Kawahi has earned the respect of his linemen.
How hard-nosed he is, how real he keeps it. I mean, he never lies, he don't sugarcoat nothing. He gonna tell you how it is, and that's that. I respect somebody who can be blunt and honest with me. I can be mad then, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna take it more of a life lesson, and I take it as great coaching.
Kawahi hopes that his coaching will continue to help his players grow and maybe get some of them a shot at the next level. In Mesa, Gabriel Moreno, Cronkite News.
The Rattlers are currently undefeated, and they're hoping to win their second championship in 3 years.
Well, Let's Take It Outside is usually an invitation to a fight, but in Washington, where most of the fighting is done inside, it's a way for lawmakers to play nice at the annual Congressional Women's Softball game. Julian Pardas has our story from our Washington bureau.
Democrats and Republicans don't tend to agree on everything, especially when it comes to politics. But for one night, they put their differences aside, played on the same team, and raised money for a common cause.
The most important thing about tonight is to remember that we're raising funds for the Young Survivors Coalition to help young survivors of breast cancer. But the second most important thing to know is that we're going to beat the press tonight.
Every year, women in Congress battle women in the Washington Press Corps on the diamond, not just for bragging rights, but for the battle against breast cancer. Head organizer Adelie Ebersol said the game began with a member of Congress who was overcoming breast cancer herself.
Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz started the game 11 years ago. She had breast cancer and when she was 41 years old. And so after she got through treatment, she just really wanted to give back to something to the community that really helped her.
Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema has now played in 7 consecutive games and says lawmakers have never had a problem coming together when they're on the field.
There's no difficulty putting differences aside because we have more in common than we have apart, and we're all really good friends.
Ebersol says the game is a charity event at its core, but also a personal one for many of the women on the field and in the stands.
A lot of the players have been affected by breast cancer, either themselves or their family members. And so we just come out together tonight and we want to beat cancer.
The final score was 10-3 with the press running victorious, but a total of over $365,000 was raised in support for breast cancer survivors. In Washington, Julian Parras, Cronkite News.
Arizona Coyotes Prospects skate this week at the team's prospect development camp at Gila River Arena.
It's been 7 years since the Arizona Coyotes last made the Stanley Cup playoffs. But as Ethan Schmidt reports, the franchise hopes an 18-year-old from Sweden can help end the drought.
Arizona Coyotes are proud to select from Brynäs in the Swedish Hockey League, Victor Soderstrom.
Arizona Coyotes first-round draft pick Victor Soderstrom is stepping onto the ice as an official prospect this week, just days after the team traded up from 14 to the 11th pick to draft him.
We tried to move up 7, 8, 9. We tried to move up as high as we could and offered a lot to get up there and made sure we left no stone unturned to get our guy.
It's really a dream come true for my whole family, and getting to a city like Phoenix, it's awesome.
I don't understand it. It's amazing. So dreams come true.
The Coyotes had plenty of options with their first-round pick in this year's draft, but Chaika said the organization would do whatever it took to secure Soderstrom. Now, the future is looking a bit brighter on the blue line for Arizona, and the 18-year-old Swede could play in the NHL as soon as next season.
He's physically mature, he's mentally mature, he's got the skill set, so it'll be whatever's best for his development long term and where he's at coming into camp.
I think I'm a two-way D with offensive upside. I think I have good hockey sense, hockey IQ. I'm a smooth skater, skilled.
If he can make the NHL roster, Soderstrom will fit right in with fellow Swedish defenseman Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Coyotes captain, and Nick Hjalmarsson. In Glendale, Ethan Schmidt, Cronkite News.
The Coyotes announced their regular season schedule today. They opened their season on the road on October 3rd in Anaheim. Their first game at home, October 5th against the Boston Bruins.
2 Rattlers teammates hope to add an indoor football league title to a resume that includes championship appearances together at both the high school and collegiate levels.
Cronkite News reporter Gabriel Moreno joins us as he charts their path to success.
From high school to the indoor football league, Rattlers teammates Jeff Ziemba and Gabriel Ali share a championship bond that goes all the way back to their time at St. Mark's High School in Wilmington, Delaware.
It's a great feeling, being able to go from high school all the way to college, and then even from college to here.
Here being the indoor football league leading Arizona Rattlers. Quarterback Jeff Ziemba and running back Gabriel Ali have been playing together since 2008. As teammates at St. Mark's, Ziemba and Lally won a state championship in 2010.
That was crazy. Like, we were losing by so much, and like, just looking back, that's a memory that you'll always have, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have gotten there or maybe almost won. But like winning that with somebody who I'm still playing with, it's just, it's a great memory to hold with you.
After high school, Ziemba and Lally joined forces again at Division II Shepherd University in Shepherdstown, West Virginia.
I went on my Shepherd University visit and realized that I loved it there and I wanted to be there. And the second signing day was coming up and he hadn't yet signed anywhere. So I talked to my coaches, they were asking for his film, and they liked what they saw, and ended up working out, and they got both of us.
Ziemba and Lally led Shepherd to its first championship game appearance in school history in 2015. In 2018, Ziemba joined the Arizona Rattlers and was named IFL Rookie of the Year. This season, Ziemba saw an opportunity to again team up with Lally and recommended him to Rattlers head coach Kevin Guy.
Jeff kind of turned us on to Lally during the offseason, and we gave him a call and close the deal.
Lally credits Ziemba for his ability to quickly adjust to his new team.
I didn't have to come in here being too nervous because I already knew somebody who kind of like knew the program and knows what's going on. So it's definitely allowed me to get my feet wet a little faster and just get more comfortable here.
The Rattlers look to close out a perfect regular season Saturday against the San Diego Strike Force. Gabriel Moreno, Cronkite News.
14 miles separate Mountain Point High School and Chase Field. For Kevin Crone, it's a baseball journey that took him 8 years to make.
Ethan Schmidt joins us in the broadcast center with more.
From Mountain Point to the show. These are the words posted on the outfield fence at the local Valley High School with one of the top baseball programs in Arizona. You can see 4 names that follow, and soon there will be a 5th. Within a week, Diamondbacks rookie Kevin Crone made his major league debut, got sent down, only to be brought right back up and score the winning run and a walk-off win in his first game at Chase Field.
You go from the highest to highs, getting called up for your debut, and then you're a little down, but you understand the process and on your way down, and you're immediately thinking about what you can do to get back, and then within 24 hours, you get the call that you're back up.
His debut was the culmination of a journey that began right here in the Valley at Ahwatukee's Mountain Point High School. Kevin played for the only Mountain Point team to win a state championship in 2011, and he also received All-American honors.
It's really special to watch boys that had a passion for this and knew that was their goal, and then grinded it out and busted their tail to get there.
Growing up, Kevin Crone spent his summers in these very seats watching his hometown team. Now, fans are getting to watch him play as a member of the Diamondbacks.
He's a special one. I mean, beyond baseball-wise, when you look at the numbers and just what he does, it's freakish, but he's just an unbelievable person that does things the right way.
Buck joined several members of Crone's family in San Francisco for Kevin's major league debut, an experience Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovello said Kevin would never forget.
He had a great day. I remember giving him a big hug just to congratulate him and tell him, welcome to the big leagues. You did it, and now it's time to go out and perform.
Line dancing isn't just for bars and dance halls anymore. Now, people are dancing to the electric slide or Cotton Eye Joe as an alternative way to do cardio. Reporter Kyla Wilcher checked out this social way to get in shape.
Bridget Thompson is a world champion line dancer who teaches men and women of all skill levels how to line dance. She says this style of dance is a fun cardio alternative to running or walking.
Line dance is great because people who are creative, people who love music, they get to move to a beat, to a music, they get to be around socially other people. And you saw from tonight, we burn a lot of calories line dancing.
A 2008 study by Professor Minette Aguilar from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, found that regular participation in line dancing can lower resting heart rate and improve recovery time.
You're just having a good time and you don't even think about the exercise part of it.
Aguilar's study cites mental benefits to line dancing as well, and Thompson compares it to doing crossword puzzles.
You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Whether it's country or hip hop, line dancing can help improve memory and concentration. But for these dancers, the bottom line is having fun and letting loose.
You turn on the music and everybody enjoys it. It encompasses all genders, all ages, and it makes everybody feel really happy.
Dancer Chandra Staley says that line dancing isn't about nailing every step, but about having fun with friends and family.
My daughter got me into this because she made it look so easy. And she's like, Mom, you could do this. But it's so fun. It's a lot of fun, and I didn't realize how much fun it would be.
Thompson and her line dancing crew show that getting footloose can make fitness fun.
Isn't that the best part? Yeah. I really like it.
In Tempe, Kyla Wilcher, Cronkite News.
Thanks for joining us for this Cronkite News Special. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.